What's going on YouTube? This is Tyler back again for another video here on my channel, SHORTSLABS. If you are new to the channel, thank you for stopping by. And if this is your first time, please drop a like, comment, and if you like this video, please subscribe. We are very, very happy that you are here. I have a cool video that I want to do for you guys, more informational, as this is your channel exclusively dedicated to all sports card related news, especially as it relates to graded cards, hobby analysis, hobby trends, etc., as well as some of my mail days. I wanted to send you guys and do my analysis on an email that was recently sent out by Steve Sloan from PSA, just to do my take on this. We routinely will get emails as subscribers to PSA regarding a variety of different matters, many coming from Joe Orlando, many coming from the president, Steve Sloan. Usually just generic emails, which are fine. This one, though, has me a little bit excited, and I want to go through this email a little bit in detail. I saw it come through yesterday. I was on the way to the gym, and I didn't really get a chance to read it because I was driving. Don't read emails and drive, not good. But I saw it come through, was able to skim through it really quickly, but couldn't really read it. So want to get the full digestible experience here caught on camera. So I'm going to go ahead and go through it because there's a couple announcements that I saw that are really, really exciting. And I want to get my take on it and also my perspective on where I think PSA should use some of the things that they are going to be implementing here and how I think it's ultimately going to benefit this community. It's ultimately going to benefit all of us as hobbyists, flippers, investors, collectors, everybody. All right, so PSA collectors. As always, I hope this message finds you well. Today's email is a continuation of PSA's ongoing efforts to communicate business updates to our incredible collector base. We appreciate your loyalty, and the efforts outlined below are designed to improve your overall collecting and submitting experience to PSA. First and foremost, and I'm not going to do every single analysis of every single word, but what I really appreciate from PSA has gotten a lot of scrutiny recently for a lot of different reasons, and I'm very happy to do an updated video just as a 2020 follow-up to one of my more popular videos, which is the comparison between Beckett, PSA, and SGC. One of the things that PSA has always done that really separates themselves from the rest of their peers, whether it be Beckett or SGC, is continual communication. Now, SGC is starting to do a good job of this. They're not as adequately staffed, let's just put it that way, as SGC. So whenever they get a lot of business, like recently, they really can't handle it. And they'll hopefully admit to that. And they recently had a CEO or the leader of SGC communicate a message as well. And it honestly didn't sit very well with collectors. But one of the things I really like from PSA is that they are trying. They are truly trying compared to the rest. Their volume submissions continue to double, triple, quadruple in a matter of months. And just imagine if you are owning a business and your volume all of a sudden triples and doubles, and you don't have the bandwidth for that. And you're hearing the backlash from the community saying, well, you guys should just hire more. You all should build more buildings and facilities. They are trying. Like, from my perspective, me being an objective person, they are trying. So I greatly appreciate that. PSA continues to add capacity. We have completed a build out of our operations, and in doing so, have created a new department for value submissions. Now, I don't really know what value submissions is necessarily. I'm going to click this link, or at least open it in a new tab. So I don't really know what this is. PSA collectors value pricing. Okay. So this is a new department just to handle this. This is amazing, guys. So in 2016, if you're a member of Blowout Cards, and I don't know how many people are, at the time, Beckett was the premier leader for modern cards. I was one of the few people to jump over to PSA just because I saw the pricing trends, and many people chastised me. Or they didn't chastise me, but for jumping, they were like, you're crazy. Beckett is the clear leader for modern. No, they were not in 2016. They were not in 2017. More cards were submitted to Beckett, but the resale value has always been PSA. At least in 2016 it was, 2017 it was, 2018 it was. So they're creating an entirely new department dedicated. It's funny. PSA, the perception was before 2016, 2017 is just all old vintage. That's it. Modern cards go to Beckett. Well, guys, they're building out a new facility and new operations for value submissions. Now, granted, the value submissions do encompass all eras, but the reason why they're doing that, high demand pricing. Actually, this has a hyperlink. Let's see what this does. What does this do? Due to overwhelming demand, PSA has increased value pricing for ultra-modern cards. So, again, this is why they needed new operations, because of this value submission. That is why. I'm very, very happy that this is not touched, because they need to keep pricing cheap, but I certainly understand them trying to curtail business here with these bulk submissions. So they're building up a completely new facility for that. That's great. The wider CDC-friendly operational footprint will allow PSA to accommodate new hires while adding capacity to this highly impacted service line. Just last week alone, Collectors Universe added 20 new hires as part of our growth initiative. That's great. That's great. In 1 week, that's fabulous. There's a lot of unemployed people right now. It's great to see that there's 20 people who would rather work for their check than not work for the check. That's great. But we're not close to being finished on this front. PSA continues to hire and will even be hosting a virtual career fair in August. The online mobile-friendly event will allow candidates to chat and video conference with PSA hiring managers. Many opportunities are available to turn your love of collecting into a career. Apply today. I want to see. I don't know exactly what careers they have. Should I make a career move? Should I do it? Research specialist. Okay, that's pretty cool. Oh, these are all the jobs here. So research specialist, sealer, PSA grader, service desk specialist, shipping clerk, PSA verifier, customer service rep level 2, customer relations specialist, purchasing coordinator. What does this purchasing coordinator do here? Track non-inventory supplies. Really checking on the departments to make sure there's supplies. It's more of an operations supply chain type position. Flip print receiver, set registry coordinator. Ooh, that sounds cool. Actually sounds really, really cool. Flip print processor. That doesn't sound interesting. So the set registry coordinator, senior account manager, and then scanning clerk. Actually sounds like a wide variety of positions. You know, if that's something that you live in the California area and are interested, that sounds great. So they have a ton of positions. People have been complaining that hire more. Well, PSA's hiring. Jobs are posted. What's Beckett and SGC doing? I don't know. They're not communicating it, at least. PSA welcomes Dave Steinberger. So he will be the first VP of Customer Experience. Dave's mission is to improve PSA's communication with our customers and help our customers get direct answers to our most common collecting and submission questions. Amongst his varied duties, he will manage PSA's customer service department, and as lifelong collector and longtime submitter to PSA, he possesses a unique vantage point to help improve PSA's communication efforts to its customer base. Look for Dave's position impact on the company to be felt soon. This is great. Don't really know what this position is really going to do, but Dave looks like a cool guy, and he looks like it's a value add for PSA. I don't have many thoughts on this. The customer experience is great for me. The only thing that could really improve my customer experience is quicker turnaround times, and that will be solved with this. One of the things I am a little bit, let's say, spiteful about is, for the longest time, I've always heard that PSA had specific deals with bulk submitters, or they didn't have bulk submission deals. Although there are numerous group break hosts who, at least in the interim, have had their bulk rates discontinued. But they existed. And they were customers who followed after PSA after I basically convinced them that PSA has a higher sale value, and thus that is probably a value proposition to them. I did not say this directly, but they were not PSA believers in the beginning. Let's just put it that way. And then all of a sudden they hopped on, and all of a sudden now they have volume discounts. I'm not very, very happy about that as a PSA submitter. I would prefer for if they're being any type of volume discount, that if there's anything that could be done to enhance the customer experience, whether it be turnaround time, there being a little bit more transparency as it relates to any type of bulk submission. Now, I don't care if they set criteria that is unobtainable and only obtainable by the people who run bulk group subs. I'm cool with it, just as long as it's a little bit more transparent for people who like sub individually like me, where I know where I need to be in order to get those discounts. Yeah, so moving on. I'm going to skip this really quick because I want to focus on that. Improved pricing tool. One final announcement: PSA has reconfigured the auction prices realized section of our website to make this pricing tool easier to use. Comprehensive pricing for PSA graded cards is easily available with no calculator required, and in addition to average sale price, PSA's free APR tool gives collectors the total picture on valuation and population, including most recent price per grade, comparison to the card's SMR price, and the card's population per grade. In today's dynamic card market, pricing changes and quickly bookmark PSA's auction price tool. You know, this is a thing. This is a tool that I've not used, so I honestly can't provide feedback on it and whether or not this is going to be a value add or not. I could potentially look at this and see. Let's see how accurate it is. So if we looked at 2018 Panini Prism Luka Doncic, and I want the base card. So how do I use this? You know, this is pretty accurate. That's the price I have in mind. Okay, that's good. That's very good. Strong. Very strong. Okay, that really helps with my data analysis. It really helps with my data analysis. And look at that pop. Crazy. Shame on you, Panini. Great. Okay. Improved pricing tool. That is amazing. And I was honestly not aware of the tool. That's going to help me and hopefully help improve the quality of my videos. So very happy with that. Next, and what has me perhaps the most excited, and it looks like there's a little video here, so hopefully we get to play this, but I am too excited. I'm very excited, always, to announce the August arrival of new robotics machinery to PSA's operations department. This investment in automation will usher in efficiencies across many of the important early steps before a collectible reaches the grading room, speeding up the process of receiving, researching, spec identification, and preparing an order for grading. Ultimately, this will result in more efficient order processing and card diagnostics. We will share more details about this important soon. So, whenever I first saw this, my original thought was, okay, they're going to be implementing technology into the card grading process. So let's look and see. From reading this, it doesn't sound like that's the case. It looks like they could potentially detect maybe trimming or whether or not something has happened before it gets in the grader's hands to help hopefully curtail some things, which is a good thing. Let's see. I may just making that up, but let's take a look. All right. Mitsubishi. Come on. I'm a buffering. Look, I got plenty of bandwidth. I got good internet. All right, let's back up a little bit. Just watch this. Watch this go. So it looks like it's taking some pictures. So there's some photography occurring. I don't know if that is a scan. Okay, so PSA hasn't released any details, but this is just my initial impressions, just from looking at this. So, I don't know anything about robotics. I'm not even going to pretend to know anything about robotics. But if we look, the only takeaway that I can really get, that machine is pressing down on something. So you can see it. It's either picking something up or it's sonically sealing something. So there's that piece. This piece is very interesting to me. because this looks like technology related to scanning. And if they're doing this before the grading process, what I would imagine is going to happen is perfect. Thank you, PSA. Man, y'all just need to hire me. Y'all just hire me. Just, you know what? Draw me away. I'm just full of good ideas. This is exactly what PSA needs if this is truly what they're going to do. It looks like they're taking pictures before the card is graded. Now, many people, including maybe myself, thought that if you just pluck a card down on the table and have a computer take a scan of it, there's only so much that could be graded potentially by a computer, unless, I mean, I don't know anything about really anything from a technology perspective of what could potentially be done using scanning technology. But my thought is it should be able to measure the card's dimensions, and if you have the card coded in such a way where it's already logged, you could compare this Prism LeBron James card, and you could get a catalog of different dimensions for thousands and thousands of versions of this card that are graded. And with that, you could then begin developing a bell-shaped curve based on dimensions. 1 standard deviation away, 2 standard deviations away, 3 standard deviations away. You could then begin to mathematically calculate what is the variation for each print run, because this Prism print run is different than this 1997 Bowman's Best, which is different than this 1998 Topps Finest, which is different than this Panini Contenders. Everything has a different print run and a different size dimension and tolerance, because they're all using different machines, right? So if you can mathematically prove via the scanning technology that these are the dimensions, this is the tolerance, because right now the tolerance is essentially the dimension of a standard card. And that's not good. That's not good because some cards run small, some cards don't run small. Newer cards, there's not much variance, but for some older cards, for sure. Actually, as recently as one of the last year's Topps Chrome Baseball, I make that up, actually. Last year's Topps Chrome Baseball ran small. And some people were reporting that they were getting some cards rejected through PSA for measuring short. So this solves that. This solves the dimensions. This hopefully provides a lot more clarity if this is doing what I think it's doing. In addition to that, the other piece that could also be calculated is centering. If you're able to program the card or the card design to say this is what 50-50 centering looks like, and it is then able, through the scanning technology to detect what centering looks like, potentially you could already have a centering grade or a centering assignment before it hits the grader's hands. We could take it a step further than that. Another thing that it could potentially do is pick up on edge wear. Now, it doesn't look like it looks like there's only one picture being taken, which is from the top down, I would assume, to the face of the card. I'm not sure that it's within PSA's interest right now, or based on this technology, that they're actually taking scans of both the front and the back. So my initial thought is if it could also scan and pick up edge wear detection and standardize that, because edge wear, for the most part, should be standard on certain card stock. It's different on a Chrome card, it's different on a Heritage card, it's different on a basic Panini card. So you could potentially standardize that if it's able to take a picture of that and calculate it. And this amount of edge wear, this amount of corner wear correlates to the specific card. So my thought is maybe this could potentially come up with a preliminary grade that the grader gets, knowing they spend maybe 30 to 60 seconds on every single card. That could potentially help speed up the process, but at the same time, I don't know how much of this they're actually going to be able to do. This very well could just be a size measurement in the beginning, more from a liability perspective, so that they're not necessarily grading cards that are within tolerance but have been trimmed to the point that it's not detectable. It's not detectable by current methodologies. So either way, massive step forward. Massive step forward. If this is something that makes new PSA graded cards much more secure and increases confidence in cards, this is a major step in the right direction and clearly separates a PSA graded card post implementation of this technology above the others. It just does. It does. So this is very, very exciting to see. So that's great. Honestly, that's all I have for the video. I'm very, very happy to hear this announcement. In my eyes, I think that PSA is doing everything they can to help improve their brand, to meet the demands of the customer, to meet the demands of this massive explosion of sports card grading, and hopefully be the benefit, or it will benefit all of us as collectors. So I was very excited about this announcement. I hope that this is also something exciting for a lot of other PSA fans or people who are interested in card grading. This is an additional level of security that I'm very, very happy that I'm hoping that this is an additional level of security that is going to be coming here soon. So I could be way off. This could be something totally different, but that's my initial take right now. Feel free to drop a comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are on this, whether or not you think this is a step in the right direction, or if you think that this is something potentially different. If you have experience in robotics, or if you have any inside information, in regards to what PSA is planning. I love inside info. I don't have any inside info. I'm not on the inside. I want to be on the inside. Somebody let me know. Drop comments down below. Let the world know what's going on at PSA. Otherwise, guys, thanks for checking me out. Thanks for clicking on the video. Like, subscribe, comment, do all those fun things. Check out my Instagram. It is lit. Lots of images getting posted lately. So we'll see you guys next time.